What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and it's been a while since I did a lore video here on the channel. And thanks to one of my patrons who suggested it as their video for their patron tier, I decided to make a video on this character from the Legacy era, which we've talked a lot about here. Now, this character in particular, I really enjoy. I really enjoy the Legacy comic books, and if you have not read them, I would suggest you do. They're available digitally. If you have an Amazon Prime membership, I believe that there's a lot of great deals you can get on them. And also, Marvel's coming out with some new omnibuses, which are relatively reasonably priced if you do want to give Marvel any of that money. But the Legacy era is really interesting. It takes place over 130 years after the original trilogy. And this character in particular has always been very interesting to me as a descendant of the Chosen One, and that's Cade Skywalker. Born sometime prior to 130 years after the Battle of Yavin, a descendant of the Skywalker line, Cade was born to the powerful Jedi Master Cole Skywalker and Imperial agent Morrigan Cord. After being married in secret and having Cade, Morrigan claimed the Empire called her to service, and she left her family to assume the identity of Nina Calixt, Imperial Moff. Cade was taken back to the Jedi Temple to be raised by his father. Cade would be trained by his father and others, eventually being apprenticed to his father's former Padawan, Wolf Sazin, and became good friends with Shadow Veo, his father's current apprentice. In 130 ABY, when Cade was a Padawan, the Jedi Academy on Ossus was ambushed by the One Sith. Cade, rushing his Master Wolf's nearly dead body to an escape shuttle, was ordered by his father to leave and save as many as he could, as Cole Skywalker tried to hold off the Sith. Knowing what this would mean, and devastated by his father's sure sacrifice, Cade did as he was told. Aboard the escape shuttle, his master dying, Cade Skywalker focused his anger and rage, and revived his master, using an incredible power that would be known as Dark Transfer, a dark side healing technique that could bring people back from the brink of death. Feeling the moment of his father's death at the hands of a Sith, Darth Nil, Cade swore revenge. Using his fighter to clear a path for the shuttle by killing as many Sith as he could, his ship was destroyed, and he was picked up days later by the pirate Rav and his crew. After this second Jedi purge, Cade hid his heritage and powers from everyone, and by 137 ABY, he had become a low-life pirate and bounty hunter himself, alongside his friends and crew, Jariah Sin and Delilah Blue. Even falling so far as to turn in a Jedi for a bounty, Cade had completely abandoned his legacy. The Force ghost of his ancestor, Luke Skywalker, continually appeared to him, pleading for him to come back to the light and to the Jedi. But Cade turned to death sticks to dull his senses and his Force connection to block out these appearances. But Cade's destiny would not leave him alone. He became caught up in galactic affairs between the One Sith Empire and the Emperor in exile, Rowan Fel, and the Fel Empire. In a happenstance meeting between him and his old friend and master, Shadow and Wolf, Cade would be asked to help save Princess Maricea Fel from the Sith pursuing her. Cade called upon his Force powers in his rage to fight against the Sith, including Darth Talon and Darth Nil, and helped everyone escape. But the princess had been badly wounded, and once again Cade was forced to use his unique healing ability. After returning to Ossus and having a Force vision, including appearances by Mara Jade and Anakin Skywalker, Cade then rediscovered parts of his past and asked to finish his training. Now with his father's lightsaber, and joined by the Skywalker family droid R2-D2, Cade set out to begin righting his wrongs. But Darth Krayt, leader of the One Sith, was interested in Cade Skywalker. Krayt, whose physical conditioning was deteriorating, had felt when Cade had used the Dark Transfer ability to heal others, and wanted the ability for himself. He sent Sith and agents out in the galaxy to find him. But Cade was coming to him, intending to free the Jedi he had turned over as a bounty. He infiltrated the temple on Coruscant, but it was a trap. Ambushed by Darth Talon and Darth Nil, Cade was taken prisoner and forced to demonstrate his ability to Krayt himself. Cade was then convinced to join the Sith and be trained in their ways by Darth Talon, who Cade grew close to. But when asked to murder a Jedi, Cade refused. This started a duel in which he defeated Darth Talon, Darth Nil, and fought Krayt to a standstill, until he was rescued by Morrigan Cord, who revealed herself to be Cade's mother before disappearing again, and he escaped. Cade was reunited with his uncle Nat Skywalker, who had been in hiding with his family, and was told of the hidden temple where all remaining Jedi that had survived were located. But him and his crew were followed by several Imperial Knights who were also looking to gain allies in the Jedi to help restore Emperor Rowan Fell's reign. Cade proposed a plan to the Jedi to assassinate Darth Krayt, but they refused, saying it was not the Jedi way. The Jedi, including Shadow and Wolf, feared his dark nature and implored him to stop using dark side techniques, but Cade refused, claiming that the light and the dark are just tools that he used. After being refused, the Imperial Knights decided to join him in his quest to kill Krayt. They encountered ancient Jedi Celeste Morn, bearer of the Myrrh Talisman, who through the millennia had also encountered Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. Using the Myrrh Talisman and Cade as bait, they lured Krayt into a trap, and after nearly killing Cade's friend and lover, Azlyn Rae, under the talisman's influence, Celeste Morn force-shoved Krayt off a cliff, where he was eventually killed by his advisor, Darth Weirlock. After the battle, Celeste asked Cade for the death she had been seeking for so long, and he obliged, also using his powers to destroy the dark Myrrh Talisman forever. After meeting and learning more about his mother on Tatooine, Cade and his crew took a job that saw them go to Wayland, where they once again discovered the remnants of the one Sith attempting to create a bioweapon, and they once again wanted his unique abilities. Delilah Blue was infected with the weapon, and when his healing powers didn't work, his old master Wolf Sazin convinced him to draw from the light to walk away from the dark. Cade did, for the first time using the dark transfer healing ability through light side power. But he still refused to join the Jedi, knowing he had another destiny, to destroy the one Sith. As Cade set off on a quest for vengeance, he felt the impossible. Darth Krayt had returned, mastering the dark transfer power to the point of resurrection. Still caught in the middle of a galactic war, Cade was able to return his mother's favor and save her life, healing her and forgiving her for leaving his father. The Sith then discovered the location of the hidden Jedi Temple, and Cade was rushed back to help defend the last remaining Jedi with the help of both the Fel Empire and what was left of the Galactic Alliance. In a fierce battle, Cade was once again saved, this time by his Uncle Nat, whose sacrifice allowed him to escape. One last battle needed to be fought, on Coruscant. A strike team consisting of Cade, his mother, Imperial Knights, and Jedi all went to Coruscant where they engaged the Sith and the resurrected Krayt. He watched as his former master Wolf was struck down and became one with the Force. He overcame this final temptation from the dark, fully embraced the light side and his heritage as he proclaimed himself a Jedi and struck down Darth Krayt. Knowing that if left alone, Krayt would return again, and fearing Krayt's spirit would possess his, he decided to fly Krayt's body and himself into a sun. But he was convinced at the last moment by the ghost of Luke Skywalker to not live in fear, but to accept hope. Cade escaped at the last moment. Determined to live with hope and as a Jedi, he recited the Jedi Code as he and his friends sought to live out the rest of their lives in peace. Now, Cade Skywalker is definitely not a perfect character. He's definitely not a moral character by any stretch of the imagination, but he's an incredibly unique character who goes on this transformation to become the hero that the galaxy needs at that time. And I think his ending, where he's ready to sacrifice himself above everything, because he's so fearful of what may happen. He's trying to protect everyone. And then you have Luke Skywalker showing up. Even Luke Skywalker as a ghost, and he is still hopeful. Just like he was all through his life, he's hopeful in death and convinces Cade to be the same. So I hope you guys enjoyed this lore video. One of my favorite eras of Star Wars, just because it's so amazing to think how we could have gotten there from what we had in the Star Wars Expanded Universe. And again, if this is your first video watching about the EU, about Legends, I do implore you to go check it out. I've got a couple videos on the channel about where to get started if you've never read any Star Wars Expanded Universe, Star Wars Legends content. Hope you guys like this. Again, thank you to my patron for suggesting this. And if you guys want to do that, there is a link below where you can also join and support me and have a input on what kind of videos I make for the channel. Let me know your thoughts about this lore video in the comments below. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video out there, ring the bell for notifications, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.